Ever wondered who's really keeping our streets, highways, and even our national parks safe? From local police to elite federal agents, law enforcement in the US is a vast network with unique roles. Let's break down who does what and why it matters to you. So, the first section we're going to be looking at is the local law enforcement. Local law enforcement. Now, under this, we have several roles. So let's get started with the first one, that is campus police. So, campus police. Now, these officers are responsible for law enforcement on college and university campuses, addressing issues like student safety, responding to emergencies, investigating crimes, and providing security at large events. Their jurisdiction is usually limited to the campus and nearby areas. Then we have the city police. So, city police. So these officers work within cities and towns, focusing on local law enforcement, including patrolling neighborhoods, investigating crimes such as theft or assaults, handling traffic violations, and responding to emergency 911 calls. They often collaborate with other agencies for larger cases. Then we have sheriff's deputies. So, sheriff's deputies. So, sheriffs elected at the county level manage law enforcement in areas not served by city police. Deputies work in these regions, maintain county jails, and provide security for local courts. They also serve legal documents like warrants or eviction notices and assist with criminal investigations. And lastly, we have police officers. So, police officers. So these officers represent the backbone of local policing, responding to calls, enforcing traffic laws, handling domestic disputes, investigating crimes, and patrolling assigned areas. They're often the first line of defense in ensuring public safety and upholding laws within their jurisdiction. All right, so that is the first type. Then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next type. I'm just gonna change my color, and that is the state law enforcement. So, oh, that's a bit too big. Okay. So, state law enforcement. All right, perfect. So, the first thing we have under this is the State Bureau of Investigation, or you can say SBI for short, okay? So the SBI is a state-level investigative agency akin to the FBI, but at the state level. They investigate serious crimes like murder, fraud, and corruption, especially in cases that go beyond local police capabilities. The SBI also supports local law enforcement with specialized expertise and resources. Then we have the state police, state police, or you could also call them the highway patrol. So, highway patrol. So, these officers are responsible for maintaining law and order across the entire state, especially in rural or unincorporated areas that lack local police. State police patrol highways, enforce traffic laws, investigate accidents, and provide assistance in larger scale criminal investigations. Their role often extends to helping with emergencies like natural disasters. And lastly, the next thing or the next category that we have is the federal law enforcement. So, federal law enforcement. All right. So the first thing that comes under this is park rangers. So park. Now this category is a bit long, so it's going to take quite a while. So, park rangers enforce laws within the national parks and protected lands across the US. They work to protect wildlife, enforce environmental regulations, and ensure the safety of visitors. Their duties often include searching for missing persons and providing educational outreach to park visitors. Then we have Environmental Protection Agency Enforcement, okay? Or you can also call this EPA for short. So, EPA. Now, the EPA investigates and enforces law regarding the environment, addressing pollution, hazardous waste, and environmental destruction. Their officers enforce regulations related to air and water quality, toxic substances, and ensure compliance with federal environmental standards to protect public health. Then we have the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, okay? Or you could call it ICE for short. So ICE is tasked with investigating illegal immigration, border security, and customs violations. It has two major divisions, enforcement and removal operations, which handles the deportation of illegal immigrants, and homeland security investigations, which focuses on investigating crimes like human trafficking, drug smuggling, and illegal immigration networks. Then we have the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation. So you can call it the IRS Criminal Investigation. So IRS agents investigate financial crimes, particularly those involving tax evasion, money laundering, and financial fraud. They work closely with other agencies to track down individuals or organizations engaged in illegal activities such as identity theft, tax fraud, or large-scale financial schemes. Then we have fish and game warden. So, fish and game wardens. So these officers work to enforce laws related to wildlife conservation, hunting, and fishing. They patrol forests, rivers, and other natural areas to ensure that people are following legal practices in wildlife conservation, preventing poaching, and protecting endangered species. Their role helps maintain the balance of ecosystem. Then we have the ATF, which is Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. So, I'm gonna write ATF. So, the ATF enforces federal laws related to the illegal distribution of alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives. They investigate violent crimes, including arson and bombings, and target criminal organizations involved in trafficking, illegal firearms, explosives, and other regulated goods. Then we have the DEA, which is Drug Enforcement Administration. So, DEA. So, DEA agents work to combat drug trafficking and related crimes. They investigate illegal drug distribution networks, working with foreign governments to reduce drug protect production. Target major drug cartels. The DEA also engages in preventive measures to curb drug abuse in local communities. Then we have United States Marshals Service. So, United States Marshal Service. So the U.S. Marshals Service is the oldest federal law enforcement agency tasked with apprehending fugitives, protecting federal witnesses, managing and transporting federal prisoners, and securing federal court buildings. They often provide support for other federal agencies in high-profile criminal cases. Then we have the very well-known FBI, which is Federal Bureau of Investigation. So, FBI. So, the FBI investigates federal crimes ranging from terrorism, cybercrime, and espionage to organized crime, civil rights violations, and public corruption. As the nation's primary domestic intelligence and security agency, the FBI tackles some of the most complex and high-risk threats to national security. And lastly, we have Secret Service. Secret Service. So it's known for protecting US presidents, vice presidents, and other high-ranking officials. Secret Service also plays a major role in investigating financial crimes. They protect the integrity of the US currency, investigate counterfeit money, and protect critical infrastructure. They are key players in the security of major national events. So, alright, guys, that is basically it on every law enforcement agency. And I hope that this video has helped you out. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace out.